Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's session focuses on a topic that's becoming increasingly important in the technology sector, and that's why we have with us today an expert in tech intelligence and strategy. It's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Tim. Tim is an experienced market intelligence and research specialist with expertise across strategy, product development, competitive intelligence in the technology sector. He works as an independent technology consultant for us and has also been supporting bespoke research, market forecasting, customer insights, competitor analysis, and market strategy. He focuses on helping organizations strengthen how they use market intelligence to support better strategic and product decisions. And today, Tim will walk us through the key gaps in technology market intelligence and share practical ways organizations can build more compete and decision ready insights. Over to you, Tim.
Thanks, Soumya. Hi, everybody. So the first slide of the presentation is just a high-level view of market intelligence and the value of market intelligence. So I think you can look at this slide across all sectors, but my plan and my presentation today is to start to deep dive into the technology sector, technology industry in particular. But at a high level, I think the value of business information, market intelligence, as a starting point, it can help you identify new markets to play and compete in, but also define the markets that you operate in as well, which I think is increasingly important. If you've defined a market, you know who your customers are, you know who your competitors are, you know the dynamics within a particular market. So there's some real value there in market identification. And this is important, particularly in the technology sector. You can use market intelligence to help you optimize your products. Technology product development is really important, how quickly products are brought to market. And this is particularly useful. It's particularly useful to understand the market trends, how that can then feed back into product development as well. Another important element of market intelligence is understanding customer base. I'm going to talk a little bit about techniques that can be used to better understand your customers. Some of them quite straightforward, but some of them getting a bit more innovative, particularly technology-driven insights. And it's that customer understanding that, again, understanding the demands, the current demand, the future demands, that's really important. Another thing, and just working in this industry for a few years, I think just that ability to identify trends, what's coming next, is the pace of development, the pace of the trends in the tech sector. I think we're all familiar with AI and how quickly that's emerged in the last few years, but or the last few months even. But this has been a trend over the years with technology, and intelligence providers definitely can help enterprises and the vendors that are competing in a particular market identify those trends and perhaps stress test, because vendors are aware of the trends themselves as well, but equally they can use market intelligence to stress test those trends. As I mentioned before, a market can be defined as supply side, demand side, but also competitively. So there's a whole series of competitor analysis techniques, some long established, some emerging. But competitive intelligence, information on competitors, is a really important part of market intelligence. And then I think the changing nature of industries means that there's a flux in terms of go-to-market. There's a flux in terms of company ownership, company structures, things like that. So I think, and this again, I've got a nice case study on the channel to market, go-to-market, but how a tech vendor partners brings its product to market is really important. So that could be its distribution approach, but equally that could be potential joint ventures with other firms that have complementary technology sets as well. And then finally, I think a lot of market intelligence can really help improve improve operations, improve efficiencies, business processes. And in technology in particular, that's a big part of the value of a technology investment is to remove inefficiencies, is to improve business processes. So that's a really important part again of why subscribing to market intelligence can be beneficial um, to a vendor.